Firelotus the Witch. Welcome back, and/or welcome to another live Witches chat. I'm also hoping my audio is better. I got a comment. My mic on my phone is slightly messed up, so I'm actually using the headphones and microphone and everything. Hi, hello. What is up? Hope you're all doing good. So I'm excited to do this. It's been a while since I've gone live. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm gonna go live on here for an hour, and then I'm going to switch over to YouTube. Wow. Let's just contemplate what I just said. I'm going to switch over to Facebook Live. I'm trying to go live on every platform. But yeah, I also wanted to kind of talk about some oils that I recently got. Um, if you were on my TikTok live, you know kind of how that went. So these oils that I hold in my hand right now, to some practitioners, would be known as slightly controversial due to where they are from. And they are from a very oldish company. They are from Lucky Mojo Curios. If you don't know it, you should totally look it up. They specialize in hoodoo and other aspects when it comes to their oils. Now, another oil company that I also use is Art of the Root. This right here. They are amazing. So totally check them out. But yeah, what is up? Hi, hello everybody. I will be drawing a few cards from the Practical Magic Oracle deck. Um, and yeah, we're just kind of hanging out and seeing, what all comes up. I'm also super excited to announce multiple things. So for one, if you haven't already, please go check out the latest episode of my podcast. Um, um, I recently got to interview Christopher Pinzak. He is the author that wrote the Temple of Witchcraft series and multiple other things. Like, he has a book for almost every subject. They also are the creator of the nonprofit Temple of Witchcraft. Totally go check that out. Um, and yeah, if you've been following me for a while, or if you're new here, hi, Fire Lotus. I had been, since I started my podcast, I wanted to interview him because I need to start saying they are somebody who made so much of a difference in my practice. They wrote the Temple of Witchcraft series, which each book is supposed to be like a year and a day. And that is, for one, the books in themselves are written in such a way, but they helped create the foundation to what I now know as my practice. So definitely, whenever you can, add their books to the list. But you can find my podcast, Fire Lotus the Witch, on Spotify, Anchor, and most other, like Applecast, most other platforms. And I'm super excited for some of the interviews that I have ready, and or setting up for the future. If you don't know, I run a podcast, Fire Lotus the Witch. A lot of the episodes that I have are me interviewing specific types of practitioners and or authors. But it's a free flowing platform, as in we kind of just, I have one or two questions, and then other than that, it's just kind of seeing where the conversation goes. And in the Christopher Pinzak or Exploring the Temple of Witchcraft one, you can actually hear me get slightly nervous, and then it just went away. But some of the other interviews that I am setting up, one of them is going to be extremely controversial, especially if you are part of any type of witchy community on TikTok. Um, and even for me, it took the ancestors and my spirit guides coming to me, and I made a video about it, about, like, have you ever gotten a task, or have they ever sent you a message where you're like, huh, nope, not for me, next please? Yeah, I had a moment like that where they literally showed me reaching out to this person and having a conversation, and I was like, nope, not going to do it. And then I talked to my partner, and my partner's like, why not? Like, it would give this person and you, for one, a chance to talk, but also I would be able, not just me, but everybody else that listens to it, will be able to get insight on things that we didn't have before. And through that, I realized that that's one of the reasons I created the podcast. So Spotify is great, TikTok is great, YouTube is great, Facebook is great, but you're still limited to what you can say and what you can't say and how you can express certain things. But a podcast, there's free reign. Nobody can like report the episode and it gets, taken down. And I like the idea of me being able to create an environment for other practitioners and other magical people to just be able to talk. So yeah, new things are coming for the Fire Lotus the Witch podcast. Um, and I'm going to start trying to go live more, but I also am going to start, if you haven't already, I have a video up of me doing oracle readings. For one, I wanted to test to see how it would actually go, but I also like the idea now that I have a video of, if somebody is interested in booking a reading with me, they can actually kind of see how the reading's going to go. Now, if you haven't already, the community page here on YouTube, I post there. Normally, I post the daily pool, but I've also been posting other things that are happening, and I am currently running a sale on my readings. $20 books you a full oracle reading. There's a specific reason, which is in there, why I'm doing this sale. But yeah, anyways, you never know. Um, but yeah, this month has just been fucking insane. In a good way, in a very weird way. If y'all didn't know, I am officially 30. Whoop whoop. Mercury retrograde starts today. I got a surprise package yesterday in the mail, and we're actually going to go over a little bit about some of these oils. Um, and guess what? Y'all are the only ones that know what these are. Whoop whoop. So we have a uncrossing oil. I'm not going to show you the advertisement, right? These are to uncross, remove things. Um, and there's one particular oil that I want to show you. We have that one. It's to help with spirit guides. But the next one I absolutely love, and I'm hoping it will pick it up. Kind of, a little bit. There's oil on the back. So this right here is black cat oil. And it actually has pieces of black cat in it. Luck oil, well, I did show you. But this is from Lucky Mojo Curio Company. It was randomly sent to me as a, I'm assuming, belated birthday gift. And there's a reason I'm talking about it. Because two other books that I've done reviews on didn't really go anywhere, but it's because of one particular thing, the type of company. So the company that made those oils are Lucky Mojo Curios, and they've been around a good while, and they specialize in hoodoo and Southern Conjure. I'm going to say Southern Conjure oils. So Art of Root, it's like Art of Root, but slightly more old school, because they actually did have their advertisements in specific magazines and pamphlets way back in the day, before everything in the magical scene hit front and center. And these are the first times I've really been able to actually get what I call true hoodoo oils. I have two other ones, but I don't believe they're from this specific type of company. And the reason this company is so out there and so big is because what is slightly different from some other magical oils is These right here were also created to wear as cologne or perfume. So they themselves also smell like a cologne you would wear or a perfume you could wear. And the reason these oils blow my mind is because I have a few memories when I was younger of being around somebody my mom used to possibly take care of. My mom worked in the like CNA nursing, taking care of people. And there was a few memories that I have of me smelling oils, and they smell exactly like these. Like this particular woman created all of the oils or perfumes is what they labeled it as, that they would sell. But there's just certain fragrances that I've not been able to like place where it's at. These oils are some of them. Not to mention, if y'all did not know, I love making oils. They're extremely versatile. Like I mentioned, Art of the Root is the other oil company that I love because they do smell. So you could wear them as a perfume or a cologne. So if you're in the closet or in the broom closet, you don't have to go around saying, "Oh, where I'm wearing this magical oil." It'd be like, "No, I'm getting into perfume and cologne making, and this is just a test run." Um, and not to mention, oils can be extremely versatile. Um, but yeah, also, it's been a while since I've been on here. I will be doing a book review on this one. I got this and two other books. One of them is an Appalachia book that I will be reviewing because it's labeled as Appalachia Witchcraft for Beginners. And I've heard mixed reviews on that. Hello. Specifically, I heard that the story that goes with the book is not necessarily where and or the truth. Hello. Um and I love making review on books because if it's not worth your money, then I don't think you should be spending it, especially nowadays. Now I can go ahead and tell you Jason Miller's books. If you're part of the Discord, you've already seen a couple of tidbits from this book. If y'all did not know, we have a Discord link in bio, and or it'll be with the link in this description of this video. Jason Miller he wrote this one, and he also his most famous one, which I thought I had over here. It's Protection and Reversal Magic or Witchcraft. He also wrote Consorting with Spirits. Consorting with Spirits or Invisible Allies, advanced book. But the Reversal and Protection book, mwah, amazing. The only thing is, depending on how you look at your authors, because when I first made a book review about Jason Miller, I got a lot of comments. Well, that's a very, very... Okay, apparently he said some controversial things on Twitter. I don't care. And the reason I say that is because I can hate an author, but gain from their knowledge. And he's extremely knowledgeable. I got another traditional witchcraft book, which is called Trending the Mill, which I am super fucking ecstatic by. And then the Appalachia Witchcraft for Beginners. I even checked out the Amazon reviews. It was mixed. It was some people who absolutely loved it. It was some people who their opinion was it should not have the title that it does. And that's interesting because there was another book that was released. I'm trying to think of the name. It was something branches. I'll have to make a video on it, but it stated that it was like Appalachia, and it wasn't what it was advertised as. Um, so yeah, there's going to be a book review on that one and the two other ones. And here soon, if you are on the TikTok app, you are probably going to hear an influx of Appalachian folk magic or Appalachia folk magic videos. Apparently there are one or two people in the community that are trying to go around and say that it is closed. Appalachian folk magic is not closed in any way, shape, or form. At all. And the reason that is kind of because the complex history, but also, like we've stated before, if you've read any of Jake Richards' books, it's dying out. Same thing with Hoodoo. You're starting to see more books that are published in Hoodoo. And you're going to see a lot more that are starting to be published, and that's due to the fact that things are dying out. And in order to keep them living on, you have to put them in a book. Now, with that being said, in some practices, some people are stating that what you're reading is not true. I don't know. But what I can say is there's still knowledge in it. I have to fix my hair really quick. It's bugging me. Um, but yeah, you're going to start seeing an influx of those. So be prepared for that. Also, I will actually ask y'all, because why not? So I have an interview. No date or time has been set. But there's this new feature here on TikTok. I'm just going to let myself out now. Here on YouTube, where you have dual lives. So I can invite somebody in my live with a specific episode. Do you want both or just audio? So I can attempt to do an actual dual live. I just don't know, for one, how that person feels about that, and for two, I don't know if I want to do that. But would y'all be interested? Both. Okay. Now, thank you. I will talk to them and see. It may be the way that I may do it is it's going to be an unlisted live. And then as soon as the audio episode gets published, I will publish the video. I'm being very vague about this, but once you realize who I'm talking about, the vagueness is going to make sense, because I'm the one that started this, right? And I'm very interested and very curious about this, but I need to start using other platforms other than TikTok, and YouTube just gave me that option now to where I can possibly have live interviews. I just don't know how that's going to go. So, but yes, I will take that into consideration of going live. Also, everybody that is watching, as long as nothing comes up, the 28th is when I'm going to do a live here on YouTube. And I may try to do a website where you enter the names and it randomly spins, and or everybody that has entered in the YouTube giveaway, I'm going to write everybody's names down and do it old school by putting it in my witch's hat, shaking it up, and pulling it. So, and it's going to be a lengthy live because I'm going to have to not only make the list of each person who wins what, but there's a lot of things that I was giving away when it comes to readings, and there was readings, there was spell work, and then there was also the 30-minute video session with yours truly. All services that I provide, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Also, not only do we kick off eclipse season, but Mercury retrograde is right now. I'll have to check to see what other ones go, but we're also going to have multiple eclipses this year. And in December, we're going to have an eclipse and a true blue moon. So keep out for that one. The community service, I will re-upload a video that I did. I'll post it on Facebook too. I took a video of the community service, the most recent one, the eclipse one. Sorry. And in that video, you also see the financial blessing one as well. I'm about to be doing 2 other community services coming up too, so make sure y'all look out for that. And if y'all have a suggested author and or practitioner that y'all would like to possibly be seed interviewed, email me or comment on this video. Preferably email me, that way I can keep track of it. That y'all would like to possibly see on the podcast, because I've made 5 episodes in the past 2 weeks, and I'm starting to get back into it more. So It's going to be exciting. But I want other practitioners or authors that I could possibly get a hold of to also interview. And I will also be doing. I have cat hair stuck to my face. I'm also going to be interviewing a Christian witch coming soon as well. So there's a lot of people that I'll be interviewing very soon. But how is everybody doing? And also, I apologize if I'm slightly awkward. I've got to get back in the hang of this, of actually going live. And the platforms are changing a lot. Also, still need to do a. I'm going to be doing a review on the Practical Magic Oracle deck and the Tarot deck that I got. I don't know if I want to do them in the same video or two separate videos, but the tarot card works as a traditional tarot deck, but there are also more cards added to it. And the Practical Magic deck and the tarot deck, they're both created to where they can actually work with other decks too. I've tried it, but this is the issue that I have, and it's kind of funny. It's just too thick for me to shuffle. Like, obviously, remove the box, but that thick. I do not understand how people on TikTok, where they have like the 3 decks and they're like, dude, I don't understand how people do that, because it's like, it's very awkward to shuffle them. But they do work well with others. I've given people readings, and recently, if you've been booking a reading with me, or if you get a reading with me, you're going to get 3 to 4 of the Practical Magic Oracle deck. You'll get 3 of them pulled in general. So you're technically getting 2 readings, and they've actually been like complimenting the initial reading that I gave with Flowers from the Dead. And Flowers from the Dead, unfortunately, the deck, they officially sold out. So they have been discontinued temporarily. I'm hoping the creator is either A, working on a new Oracle deck, and or working on a new tarot deck. They created a tarot deck, we'll say in the 2000s, maybe early 90s. And I found one deck of that tarot deck, but it's on eBay. So I'm excited to see where their creativity goes. So yeah, normally I would suggest, if somebody wants to get cards for that deck, the Flowers from the Dead. But now I'm going to have to figure out another deck. And the reason that I love this deck, so hopefully anybody else who's interested could find a deck. But the reason this deck works so well, Flowers from the Dead, I'm about to show y'all pictures, hold that thought. Excuse me. I gotta have my Mountain Dew voltage. The reason this deck works so well, so you have a picture and 2 words. And on some of them, you only have like 1 word, right? But they're like they're basically animals, mainly animals, and a couple of other images that can represent other spiritual practices, and magical practices. But the reason this deck is the way that it is, as in if you get this deck, you're just getting this. That's it. There's no book. It was specifically created to help people build confidence on your own ability. Why is this so important? So when it comes to a tarot deck, you have the deck, and then we're going to say this is the book that comes with it, right? So a lot of the times, depending on the type of reader, you're going to focus in on the actual meaning that comes with the cards, right? With this one, you don't have that option. So see, it gives you two words, but there are so much that you can read with these. And what I notice when I give my readings, especially when I first got this deck, and this is the second deck that I have two copies. My OG one got to the point where I'm going to be trying to preserve it. Apparently my dyslexia just wants to kick in because shit that I'm saying is just out of order. Anyways, it helps you in and itself build your confidence. And the reason I said that is so important is because that's the secret to a lot of these psychic and mediums and other people that that do readings but don't necessarily use the card. For one, there's nothing wrong with using a book during your readings. Like even if I paid um for a person to give me a reading and all of a sudden they pull out a book, I'm not going to hate that because to me that shows that they're not like the intuitive readers on TikTok where they'll hold up a fucking the chalice or the eight of chalice. They hold up a card and the meaning that they say to that card does not make any sense whatsoever. If you're going to pick out a book and read from it, that means that you're trying to make sure you give me an accurate reading. With this, though, and with these decks and decks like this, they eliminate certain things to where it's almost like throwing bones, which is ironic because Flowers from the Dead, but it's almost like throwing bones. When you create a bone set and or if you were to even buy a bone set, you are the person that is attaching the meanings, the imagery, and the emotions to that specific bone or object, right? That's the key to reading people. Even if you are psychically reading them, as in you're not using another tool, you're not using a physical deck, you are just touching their hand or holding a piece of jewelry, you need confidence with what you're saying. And that only comes with also trial and error. You need to find people that will let you read them and or read for them. And it was funny because when I first started, I had like 3 people, and then I branched out to people online. And the reason that I did the online thing to start off with, way before I got to where I am now, I know nothing of their personal lives besides what they show online. So to me, it was like a blind read. It was a way for me to test my abilities and to see how far I could push them. But with that person though, they need to be honest, which means they need to be that person. If you are completely, utterly dead wrong, they will straight up tell you in a nice way. Not a, oh my God, you're wrong, never do this, but more in the longs of, you got some things right. Other things though were completely in like left corner here. And the reason that is because you know what to hone in on. So see, like if you were to come to me for a reading, the less amount of details that about the subject that I know, the more truly authentic that reading is, due to the fact that besides your name, actually, yeah, for the readings, besides your name, that's all I have. That's it. No video, like I don't go and look up people, even if we're mutuals on TikTok or another app. I don't want to know anything that's going on with your life, because not only does that help me and my confidence, but my abilities, it's also more reassurance for the other person. So there are like 8 things that were eliminated, so I have no idea what the hell is going on. That's the difference from some of the psychics you'll see on TV. Legally, in order to be featured in a TV show, you have to sign papers, give them permission to show you, because if not, you could turn around and sue them. And I never used to know that. And I used to look up to a lot of the psychic and mediums on TV. Not to say they're not real, true psychic mediums, but see what I'm saying? Anyways. But yeah, try to look for a deck that is not advanced. And even with tarot, my very first tarot deck that I was gifted, because, you know, that's the only way you can get a tarot deck. That is complete and utter bullshit. Go out and pick your own tarot deck. But mine was an advanced deck. What I mean by that was the creation of the cards were also intertwined with astrology. And you would be able to read the cards better if you fully understood astrology to like multiple levels. So when I gave readings, It was only what was in the book and the meaning. That was it. But for somebody who knows astrology, who can read a chart, who can break down people or characters based on, ninth degree in uh, Jupiter, right? They would be able to break that down and give more information and more detail. They would probably be able to read somebody to filth with those decks. But see, the reason that that deck was originally picked for me, um, I was back in my what people call my emo goth stage. So it was the vampiric deck. Very very gothic, but very dark and even gothically aesthetic or tarot deck. So it had like the vampires, the half wolves, the half demon, all of that shit, right? But each card had multiple detailings of specific astrological things. And I didn't know that until, and the person who bought it for me did not know that until they'd already bought the deck. So before you randomly go out and buy a deck, please do your research. I had a deck that was sent to me, and it's the past life deck, right? Easy, right? Wrong. Oh my god, wrong. I thought tarot was tricky to read. Fuck that. The past life deck, holy shit. One card can have like, same with tarot, but the way that the cards are broken down, it's time period. And I'm not talking about like the Victorian. No, I'm talking about like 1080 BC. We're going back to the ACs and the BCs and all of that, and then it's broken down a little bit more for you to fully be able to interpret someone's past life. I still have not learned them. The Jake Richards conjure cards. For one, if you know how to read playing cards, like the cards that you would play, at a casino, the playing cards, you'll be able to use that deck. If not, whole nother ball game. I only pull that deck of cards out if my ancestors tell me to. And it's weird because all of a sudden I'll stop what I'm doing, I'll get up and I'll walk in there and I'll start looking at the drawer that they're in. And then I'm like, no, I'll kind of fight it. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to do it. And then all of a sudden, before I know it, I'll look down and poof, they're in my hand. They're very different decks. And each deck, apparently this just turned into a divination video. Each deck you get, even if you were to say you and your best friend go out and get the exact same deck of tarot cards, right? Or oracle cards, they're going to have a different personality. They're going to have, even if they're the exact same deck, depending on the reader, they have their own personalities. Now, if you're not an amethyst, you may not view this or agree with this. I respect that. But no, they do. Pendulums. You name a divinational tool, the more you use it, not only are you connecting the energy, you and its energy, you're also honing it in to you. Now, what do I mean by that? So, with an oracle deck or tarot deck, you would do an interview with it. You're like, what the fuck is that? It's what it sounds like. You're going to sit down and you're going to interview that deck. So you can look up like templates of questions to ask online, or you could create your own. And it's just like an interview, like, why are you good at what you're doing? This. You're trying to learn all the aspects of it. You might like the wooden tarot. It doesn't come with a book and replaces pinnacle swords and wands with bones, blooms, and... Ooh, thank you. Hold on, I gotta write this down. I've been looking for decks like that, so this very well may like be my next good deck. What's it called? The Wooden Tarot. I'm gonna look it up after this. Oh, I would definitely look it up. But yeah, with the cards, interview them. With the pendulum, now a pendulum is also versatile, obviously. Let me get a good one. There we go. So for one, with a pendulum or a deck of pendulums, with the pendulum, It can be anything that can be contained from a string. So it can be jewelry, it can be an actual ring, it could be a fucking pencil, okay? That was one of my first experiences. You stick a needle in the eraser and boom, you have a pencil. But so for one, when using a pendulum, you need to be able to put your palm or your elbow down on the table, okay? It does not need to randomly float here. It needs to be flat with like a table or something else that is flat and center. The reason that is you have tiny, tiny muscles in all of your fingers. And just like our bodies, like if you were to sit here and tell your thumb to stop doing it, you can sit there and tell it to stop doing it. And even when it does listen, it's moving, right? So our bodies, our brains can control things that we may not be able to see with the naked eye. Having a good center on it like that, it's great to be able to eliminate that. Also, with this right here, say you have a string or a cord, primarily have it to where it can wrap around your finger, but also freely hang with necessarily without that much attention. Anyways, though, so what you're going to do with this is, for one, you're going to ask it its name. This is how I did it. Originally, it not this one, but the original pendulum that I got once I was fully out of the closet was a lavenderite pendulum, right? One of the crystal ones. It took me a year and a half asking it if it was ready for it to come home with me. And I used to work at the store, so that's how I know like nobody sold it. When I did though, oh, I love it. Anyways, what you're gonna do, and I learned this from one of my roommates' moms, who basically became like my adopted mom. Um, they lived in Germany with a roommate, and their roommate was a German witch or a Germanic witch. I may have said the last one wrong. They were in Germany, they did witchcraft, and they taught them how to connect and hone in the pendulum. So you're going to get a piece of paper. Oh, it's a good thing I do not teach right now, because students would be like, ah! Okay, so we're going to do this and this and this and this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. There we go. Okay, so on a piece of paper, you're going to do these symbols. You're going to do the hashtag symbol. You're going to do the road, the zigzag, and the spiral, right? And then you can also do just straight up cross. So the point of this exercise is to be able to have this paper like this, hold the pendulum like you're supposed to, and you're going to tap it and ask it to follow. Basically, follow the shape. And once you get to a point to where you can lift it like this, and then all of a sudden it perfectly starts to match with each symbol that's drawn down. So like with this one, each line you're going to go this way, that way, that way. You're going to do it like a practice course. And the reason you're doing this is because it's going to show multiple things. For one, it's going to show how well you, like your own energy, and the actual tool, the pendulum, it's going to show how well y'all connect. You can do this with multiple other pendulums, and you can actually see like some crystals or actual metal material, depending on what you're using, will actually flow different ways with your energy, whether that's clearer or it's kind of struggling a little bit. It's a way to hone in yourself, but also hone yourself and your own energy with the pendulum. And you do that with tools. You do that with bones. Anything that you read, I'm going to say divination because I hate saying predicting the future. Any tool that you use for divination, you need to use them as much as you can. The more that you use them, the more that your energy and its energy basically becomes like a shadow. And that's kind of what you're looking for, as in you want a tool that matches with you. With tarot decks, you can have the easy ones, as in no matter what you ask it, you draw cards, you lay it down, and boom, it's telling you what you want to hear. There are what I call the smart ass ones. My Halloween deck is a smart ass deck. Why is it a smart ass deck? So you can have a specific question like, will I get this job? Or will I get the promotion, right? And a normal deck, right? You're going to lay it down. It'll give you a little tidbits. It may give you everything. The smart ass deck, so you're thinking of that question, will I get this promotion? But what the cards are doing is actually listening to the thoughts you have way back here that you really want to know the answers to, but you're not asking. Yeah, that's what it's going to answer. Yeah, it took me about 4 months to realize that's what these cards were doing. I just thought they were busted. I was like, all right, none of this makes sense. And then I had that eureka moment. Oh no, these cards are answering the question you want to ask, but you're not asking. Yeah. Do you know how many awkward situations I have been in with that deck? Very awkward. You have some that are, you kind of got to work for it, right? You got to reword the question multiple times in different ways before they actually give you the answer. So with each divinational tool you have, you're going to have a different personality. And some of them will not work with you. I've had two tools where I went out and bought and realized that me and it, we do not see eye to eye no matter what I do. So I still have them. And eventually I'll meet somebody and then that deck's like, yo, new home now. That's how magical tools work in a very weird way. But yeah. By the way, for anybody watching this, if you made it to this point, thank you. Um, What is your favorite Cartoon Network, and or Nickelodeon show? Specifically from the late 80s, early 90s into up until 2005. What was your favorite show? Let me know in the comments. But yeah. I'm also gonna do a few other episodes, wow, videos coming soon on I don't know. I want to do one on candles, but it's not one that I've like already done, and then I want to do one on crystal grids. Bear with me though with that one. Um I don't I didn't have TV to be honest. I feel that okay, what was your favorite books? Thank you for that. If you did not watch a lot of TV, what were one of your favorite childhood series and or childhood books? I have to make sure I include everybody in this one. Um But yeah. Also, thank y'all so much for everybody that has liked, watched my videos. Thank you. I'm slowly advancing with the editing and everything like that. Um, Also, if you made it this far in this live, what is your favorite crystal and why? Ooh, Mysterious Benedict Society. Yes! Oh my god, I've not heard that name in a while. I love it. Mine was childhood books. It would have to be Magic Treehouse. I was obsessed with those books, and I'm still angry that we do not have a series, whether it's made for children or not. We do not have a series of the Magic Treehouse. HBO and Netflix could do so many things with that series. Holy shit. But I digress. Um, but yeah, for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. And for anybody who does stumble across this and is watching it, what I just said was not English. If you ever have a magical question, you need resources, or you just want to share something, you can email me, firelotusthewitch@gmail.com. If you would like to book a reading with me, inquire, like get an inquiry about my readings and or any of the other mini services that I provide, again, email me, firelotusthewitch@gmail.com. If you haven't already, please go check out my latest episode on my podcast. Actually, the last three. So I have a Q&A of questions that I've been asked. Um, I have an episode on graveyard dirt, which it's a lot. And then the latest episode, Christopher Penzak, I interviewed. He is an amazing author. He has a nonprofit church. So many other things. Go check them out. Witchy Church, by the way. Go check them out. And yeah, you can even come back here and let me know how you like them, or if you don't like them, or if you have a suggestion for an episode or a subject. Let me know. Yes, I absolutely love it. Ooh, mine would be Lavenderite, Herkimer Diamond, and Amethyst. I think those would be my three, with the mix of Rainbow Moonstone. But yeah, thank y'all so much for everybody who tuned in and watched. Thank you. And yeah, if you're here, then like, subscribe, let me know in the comments so I can add you to the list of the 28th giveaway for this month. Also doing a 420 sale on my full readings. You get a full reading for only $20. You can email me about that. If you have any magical workings you would possibly be me interested in doing for you, let me know. But yeah, until then, peace. I hope you're all having an amazing morning, noon, or night. Drink water, eat when you can. Have you changed or checked on your water cup for your ancestors? Because I have to go check too. But anyways, yeah, until then, I'll talk to you later. Peace. If you're interested in anything else that I do, if you're interested in the books that I read, check out the link tree listed below. You'll be able to follow me on all other platforms. And on top of that, click the magical library wish list, and that is all the books that I have in my current collection that I could find on Amazon. I also have a wish list. My partner has a wish list. I'll check it out. Yeah, until then, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.